Hello guys, and welcome to part 3 of the Dodge modifications. So today we are going to try and fit the 4.5 volt battery pack. So we've removed the top half. As we spoke about before, the actual C size battery fits in there. C and AA have the same length. Now what we're going to try and fit is this. This is from a cheap LED torch. I think you can get them in Poundland and places. Little small LED torch, so you unscrew the end, this slides out. You then fit in 3 AAA and that goes back in the torch. So we're going to modify this to take the place of that. As you can see, it is very slightly too long to actually fit straight in, which is a bit of a shame. So we're going to have to do some small modifications. I'm kind of hoping this will come apart a little bit. So I think this end part comes off, so we're going to try and pop the end off. Yes, that's come off, and this bit we can just throw away. Going to use a knife here, so I am a trained professional, so do not pick knives up yourself, children, please. Find a responsible adult. So we'll trim that off. So that has now still got a contact there and there, and is very, very close to being the right size, but yeah, still doesn't really fit, not without forcing it in. So we're going to have to do some other modifications there too, and also this end needs to have a little pip on the end for your positive side there. So the flat side is the negative, the little minus sign, and the side with the little pip on is the positive, the plus sign. So that's our negative side there, and that was our plus side, if you remember, because we had the little pip was just broken off. So we need to put something on the end there to be a contact. So I think what we're going to have to do is try and get that in there somehow. So at the minute, let's take off the actual engine body. If you remember from the last video, we did have some hair and carpet fluff in there that we need to get rid of, otherwise it will slow the train down. And as this is called Super Dodge, no, Turbo Dodge, it's going to have to be clean. So I'll take them 2 screws out there, and his chassis will just lift off. And just clip that back in there so we don't lose it. And lift his wheels off, and there's the actual engine, or the electric motors in there. And these are all the gears inside. So the gears look okay, to be honest. I don't think we'll take this one apart any further because we know he works okay. I have got some more trains coming from eBay that don't work, so we will take them apart and try and work out why they're not working. So this we will need to get off. All of this hair, fluff, carpet fluff, dog hair, whatever it is on there needs to come off, otherwise it will slow it down. So we'll just clean them gears out a little bit. I think most of that is gone, just a tiny bit in the middle there. Yeah, I think that'll do. So that goes on like that. And when you put these back in, there is a lip there that goes into that slot there that has to go in. So you have to make sure that piece don't fall out. Make sure the wheels don't fall out, which they are, and that goes in the back there, that pushes through. Connection pieces on, and put our little screws back in. doing them screws up. Right, so that looks a lot cleaner in there now. The front wheels seem to be fine. So now we just need to really look at how we're actually going to get that piece onto there. There does seem to be some sort of frame around here, which I think we can probably cut off, so it gives us a bit more room. Kind of guessing this side screw is the actual switch inside there. Let's have a look inside. Yeah, that's the actual switch, which seems to have fluff in it too. So that's the actual switch mechanism we can clean up. Yeah, I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to cut this piece away here, and that piece there will actually bend out to make it into a little ridge, so it contacts on there okay. We may even remove this section here, so that gives that a little bit more room to fit in. So I think what I'm going to do is to go get some tools so we can remove these parts here. I will be right back. Okay guys, so I've just had a little play around, and it seems that this small little switch piece actually pulls out of the housing. So I think what we'll do is we'll just slightly pull it out, then just pop back in the bottom half, which is a bit fiddly. Actually, it's super fiddly. There we go. Nearly. So, as you can see now, if it will focus, there we go. As you can see now, the switch will actually touch on there, like it did before, but we've got this piece sticking out, which will now contact on to the bottom of that. So we haven't actually had to make too much of a modification there to get that work. So let's just clean the fluff off that switch, and that goes back on there, and let's push that in there a little bit more. I'm not sure that's going to work. Let's have a look, let's see if that'll actually switch on there. No, I don't think it will. Okay, we might have to go back to the drawing board with that one. Let's see if we can just bend it out. And what we might have to do is go get some wire cutters and actually trim a little piece off that so that sits flat. That basically needs to sit completely against there, otherwise the switch won't work properly. So yeah, it might be a little bit pesky. No, it might be alright. Well, let's see what it's like with this screwed back on, shall we? Right, so that goes back on there. Yeah, I can't remember which way that come off. Can you? Oh, I see, the wheel goes down it. Right, I think we need to take the actual engine out again, even though I've just put it back in. Take the engine out, take the engine out. Engine is out. wheels are off. And right, let's screw this bit back on. That's so much easier now we've took that off. Let's just check the operation. I think we might be okay. All we'll have to do now is find the screw that I took out, which is this one here. Let's put the screw back in. Let's put this screw back in and let's quickly pop it back in. Pop the battery in, make sure it all still works. Wheels, this little bit here, and so if we put the lip in at the front, and that under there, and that bit flies out. Okay, let's put that in there. Yeah, that's got it right. Screws back in, screws back in, screws back in. Let's go. Daughter screws up. Right, screws are up and the bit is sticking out. Let's just try a battery, and when I flick this switch it needs to work. Yes! 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 Excuse me. So that still works. Right, so we have a battery contact sticking out. I think we still need to remove this cheeky little bit at the front, so I'm going to go and find a big saw and cut part of the chain off. Be right back.